actually a moment of pride and honor for me to invite on stage the driving force, yes, the man behind the vision of AsiaOne magazine, the grounded, the most enchanting. Please help me to welcome Mr. Rajat Shukal, the global head and principal partner of URS Media and AsiaOne. Sir, to please kindly come up on stage.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, everybody. Pleasure and honor to have all of you here. This room, I believe, I was told has a seating of 300, and it seems it's, over 300. And this is the power that keeps AsiaOne going every year to do this summit in Dubai. And, we started this initiative in 2014. Happy to tell you that year on year, the world's greatest brands and leaders, Asia GCC, has been held here. We recognize over about 100 brands from diverse industries, diverse regions, through a research-based methodology, and put them into the magazine and the book format and the online platforms as well. And, as the name suggests, AsiaOne, the entire vision of AsiaOne is to put Asia onto one platform. And we are the largest continent and also the most populous, and yet we are looked as a consumer market by the rest of the world. And when we think of this terminology, world's greatest brands and leaders, we still start thinking of some of the European and the American brands. And with this vision, we created a research-based intellectual property called the world's greatest brands and leaders, Asia GCC. And the focus is recognizing brands and leaders like yourselves, from diverse industries and regions, and also representing you in front of the rest of the world. I'm happy to tell you some of the AsiaOne magazine publications reach out to different parts of the world. We are also on the online mobile app format, which gives us access to 2 billion phone users throughout the world. Also happy to tell you that this forum is held also in Mumbai and Singapore every year, And I'm happy to tell you, just in the recent 4 years, we've recognized over 2,000 brands from across regions and researched about 40,000 companies to choose these brands and leaders as winners. And every year, we add some countries to the listing and the categories also. And I'm happy to tell you, we added the country Bangladesh this year. And, I see some of these business leaders here from Bangladesh today. I welcome you all personally as well for the first time for this event. And having said this, we're happy to celebrate the year of Zayed 2018, which is 100 years of Sheikh Zayed and his vision, and he being the father of the nation. And this being the year of giving, we are not only recognizing some business leaders today, but we're recognizing many diplomats and social initiators, social influencers, who are creating a difference in the world today. Before, we commence with the awards, and happy to tell you, I've been told out of these 110 awardees, about 9,500 already here. So it's going to be a long evening, but I'll want you to stay here as long as you can, and also join us for dinner later. Having said this, I want to recognize your excellencies. So many of you are here. It's such a privilege. Your Excellency from Japan, Macedonia, Montenegro, Bosnia, Sri Lanka, Ghana. Such a pleasure and honor to have you here. And ladies and gentlemen, His Excellency Saud Salim is also here, the Director General for the Sharjah Free Zone and the Hamriyah Free Zone. And it's exciting that how Sharjah Free Zone and Hamriyah Free Zone bring in 15,000 companies, from different parts of the world and, make UAE their home. Such a pleasure. And thank you so much, sir, for being here. It's an honor to have you here. For some of the people who have come from India. And let me tell you, everybody, that Dubai Land Department, are the people who obviously do the paperwork when you buy anything in the UAE. So he's an extremely important person, and his organization as well. So welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today. Ladies and gentlemen, there's so many of you. There's no particular order to, name you or recognize you. Dr. Ram Baksani, he's here. He's been at all our events from 2014 onwards. It's such a pleasure and honor. He's my mentor here in the UAE as well. His Excellency, Shri Vipul is here, the India Council General to Dubai. And, I'm going to request him to say a few words after me and open the forum also for today. And ladies and gentlemen, a very special guest, and I'm extremely honored, and he doesn't know that it took me very long to have him at this event. We have Shri Vinod Bhai Adani here. I'd like you all to welcome him with a small standing ovation. It's a pleasure to have him here. He doesn't come at any event. It's such a pleasure, sir. Thank you so much for joining today. Vinod Bhai Adani needs no introduction. The Adani Group is the third fastest growing, business conglomerate in India and different regions of Africa and the other Asian regions. So it's such a pleasure. I always say that you're the Amitabh Bachchan of the business industry. Such an honor to have you here. Thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, let's start, with some of the awards now. And, I'll request, since there are over 95 awardees, I'll request for your patience. And I'll request also you to enjoy the evening. We have certain pieces of entertainment also. And Sangeeta, our host, she's hosted few events for us in Singapore and Mumbai. So it's a pleasure to have her back also. Thank you, Sangeeta, for being here. Thank you, everybody.